Hi, welcome to another episode of A View from Rounds Tower. I'm joined here by my friend and alumna, Patti Biederman, and we're right here in front of Mary Lyon Hall, historic building. Mary Lyon construction was completed in 1916, and it's been a special place ever since. And it's actually now on the State Register of Historic Places. Patti, as we're back here in front of Mary Lyon, what stories can you think about? What looks the same? What's different looking from the outside?
Well, first of all, I came to campus in 1972, and the road in front of us was actually a road at the time. So you could drive across campus, and to the back of Mary Lyon, although it does, as you said, look exactly the same, there was, you could drive on the road behind. So we were not a walking or pedestrian campus at that time.
Let's go inside, we'll take a look at a few more things, and maybe you can tell a few more stories.
Okay, great.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like when you were in school.
Sure, Rodney. I lived here sophomore year. First semester, my roommate was Diane Lutz-Rappa. We both pledged sororities in that semester, which would have been the fall of '73. We lived down Kitchen Alley, which was opposite of Hall Dorm at the time. Now it's the Samuel Reed Hall Dorm.
That's cool. I know you brought some artifacts from back in your day here. Can we take a look at it?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to show you. Lots of nostalgia here. So I can't sing, as all my sorority sisters know, but we had a Delta Zeta sing. This is a certificate I received pledging. This is Scott Biederman's 75 freshman beanie. I have a Delta Zeta mug, which was from a sorority, I think Christmas dance. I have my big sister pledge paddle. Sam Allen was my little sister. And I also brought a few things from Mark Younger, who is an alum of Plymouth. And the cool part of this one is it has the Cellar Pub logo on it. And last is Mark's jacket. And then I have my Delta Zeta beanie.
So Patti, I know historically there was a bowling alley in the basement and a basketball court. But was that open when you were a student here? Do you remember that?
No, we never used those. When I was a student, a snack bar was in Blair. There was a bookstore downstairs, and Foley Gymnasium had opened in 1969, but there was also a gym in Silver Hall, which was used for intramurals, activities, gathering place.
So this hallway, Patti, was called Kitchen Alley when you were a student.
It sure was, and I'm not sure why it was called Kitchen Alley. I'm assuming maybe because prior to the dining hall, they ate in Mary Lyon when it was maybe Plymouth Normal School.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I've read some stories about that. I don't know exactly how it was laid out, but I have heard stories from folks before you, maybe early 60s, that talk about having to get dressed up even for dinner.
Yes, we also, this was not a co-ed dorm, it was all females, and we also had to sign in and out, and we had parental hours. I was in this room with Diane Lutz, first semester, and this room faces Hall Dorm, and Scott Biederman used to come to visit me with his dog Jessie, which was a Samoyed, the white husky dogs, and he would come and we would chat out the window. And then there was also parking out this window between the two dorms at that time.
Okay.
So that's all gone.
And you were in another room too?
And then I was right across the hall in either this room or maybe this room, because Diane moved in with some XAZ sisters. I stayed here my sophomore year, second semester, and then junior year I moved to the Delta Zeta house with Holly Getz at the time.
That's great. I can't believe you can remember all these things. That's
oh my
so cool.
gosh. Well, I'm still here 50 some years later, so
yeah.
It's like it was yesterday sometimes.
I love that. I love that. Well, let's go walk around. Let's go up the stairs and see what we can see on the second floor.
Sure. Brian was down here to the right.
Brian, your son.
Brian, our son, was down here to the right. I believe it was the first room in the corner, so he overlooked kind of like where Biederman's Deli is, which was so ironic. It is a little gray out there. We've got some spring thaw going on, but many of conversations, lots of activities went on, Frisbee, a lot of gatherings on Mary Lyon Hall, that's the way it is today.
It's still the way it is today, absolutely.
It sure is.
Patti, thanks so much for joining us. This has been really fun to hear some of your stories and to walk through Mary Lyon again.
You're welcome, Rodney. It's always a pleasure.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of A View from Rounds Tower. And if you have any stories from your time at Plymouth State, especially if you lived in Mary Lyon, we'd love to hear them. Send us an email, alumni@plymouth.edu. Thanks, and see you next time.